It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday thing when you let your nuts hang.
Now, for everybody talking about LeBron James and his son, LeBron giving his son a job for the Lakers, I'm getting my son a job at Food Line with me. Nepotism at his finest. Now say something about that. Tell him, son. You got to run it up on y'all now.
I'm 39 years old, and I didn't find out until I was 38 years old who called CPS 38 years ago, and how and why did I end up in foster care. Let me tell you the story. Growing up, I had always been told by my foster parents, who were also the people that eventually adopted us, that someone found my sister wandering around in a Venture parking lot when she was 3 years old at 10 o'clock at night without shoes on. Do any of you 80s babies remember Venture stores? It's basically like the Target of the 80s. Like, there you go. I found a picture. I'm gonna post it.
Shout
This may
out
have
to
just been
Venture.
a Chicago thing. I don't know. Anyway, someone called the cops. CPS showed up at our parents' house and took us away. Okay, that's it. That's the story. That's all I was told my entire life. So I just assumed that I had negligent parents and my sister was wandering around in a parking lot. That's what I always thought. But one of the gifts about being adopted and having been in foster care is the mystery. Things just keep unfolding. It's like the longest episode of Law and Order you've ever seen, because it's your life. You go years and years and years thinking something's true, and then bam, you find something else out and you're like, what the fuck? So a couple years ago, I got something called the closed file report from my time in foster care, which is this packet of documents that contained any instances of abuse and neglect, psychological notes, and how I ended up in foster care. And when I read them, I was like, well, this is different. Also note that I found my biological father when I was 18, and he had his version of events, which were sort of similar, but something was unexplained. He said, me and your mother separated. She kept you girls. I went over to check on you one day. The house was filthy. You guys were filthy. She clearly wasn't taking care of you. And then you went to stay with me. The next night, someone called Chicago, it's DCFS, and said they found your sister in a parking lot at 10 o'clock, but it was like 10:30 or 11 o'clock and you guys were asleep in your playpen. So it wasn't actually physically possible for the claim to have been true, but they took you anyway. So that was his version of events. So I opened this packet and it says, first of all, yes, they were separated. My biological father went to check on us and I had a really bad burn on my arm, like a 3rd-degree burn. And he called the cops and they went to go check on us and interviewed my mother, and she told them, I was 10 months old, okay, and she told them that I wanted some applesauce and got up and put some applesauce in the microwave and burned my arm. And they were like, ma'am, she can't walk yet. He was like, she said, oh, well, it was her sister. Real bizarre, but kind of, they ordered us to go and stay with our dad, and he was living with his parents at the time, so it was the 3 of them in an apartment, and that's all I knew. And I'm like, you know what? I have an aunt. I'm gonna ask her if she knows anything about this. This aunt is my birth mother's sister, and she's been in my life since I was 18, okay? Since I located my family. She has had plenty of opportunities to divulge this information to me. I just happened to catch her intoxicated one night, and I said, hey,
Gotta do it.
Auntie, do you know who called CPS and told them that my sister was wandering around in a parking lot in the middle of the night? Do you know anything about that? She goes, Kelly, you're not gonna believe it. It was your mother. She couldn't stand that you were with Robert.
I knew it.
38 years, Auntie, and you just are now telling me that it was my own mother who had us put in foster care. 38 years.
What it do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. We back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Shout out to my homeboy, Lucky Wheels of Deals. Y'all check out his YouTube channel. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to this video, man. Hit the links down below. We got the Opulence Scents, okay? We also got Hive, mindlabs.com, and we got your boy Custom_Freaks with the custom tongues, man. Y'all check them out, man. Hey, I was just thinking I was just thinking this, like, I bet it was the mama. The mama's the, once the story got along and the mama was the reason, like the mama lied about the kid being burned and stuff like this, I was like, it gotta be the mama. And not even knowing. So then it brings me to my next point. The mama hated the daddy so bad, didn't want the kids with them so bad, that she put them in foster care for the remainder of their childhood. I wouldn't be able to talk to my mama. I don't know if she does talk to her mama. She never gave up that information. Maybe I should look in more of a page and find out if she indeed talked to her mama, because that's what we want to find out. Like, yo, your mama really pulled that? That's crazy. I mean, it's not uncommon because people do it. Because there's some bitter people out there, bitter fathers, bitter mothers, okay? My thing is, when you got a bitter parent and you put your child in a position where they'll be raised by strangers for the remainder of their childhood, starting at 1, that's an unforgivable offense at that point. Like, it had nothing to do with the children. It was just your hate for the father. And that happens, like, but in both parties. And in the instance that it is a man, there's usually some type of violence that ensues. It's never trickery like calling CPS. Like, most men don't think, hey, let me call CPS and tell them my kid was wandering around a Ventures parking lot. Like, no, that doesn't happen. But my thing is, you telling me CPS didn't do that much of an investigation to find out if the kids were indeed in a Ventures parking lot? There has to be something more to that story, and she's leaving that out. I don't know if it's to protect the innocent or if it's, so bridges that aren't burned down don't burn down, okay? Even this story that may be traumatizing to her, it may ruin some family relationships, but sometimes if you live within your truth, it just is what it is. But I don't think it is what it ain't. I think something else happened, but it has nothing to do with the story, and the reason why the dad really lost the kids probably had nothing to do with being left at Ventures, but that was in the paperwork. So I don't know. Everyday people, man, let me know what y'all think about this in the comment section. Like, comment, and subscribe. I'ma holler at you later. Peace.
Day and night. For some women, it can start working in as fast as 1 week.